In this edition of Point Counterpoint, we have Dr. Mary Kelly versus Carolyn Strauss. The topic, you are your own best salesperson versus outsourcing and partnering is the best way to get sales and marketing done.
No one can sell you like you can sell yourself because nobody knows who you are, what you're capable of, and what your background is like you do. So having somebody else sell you, I don't think it works.
I think it works for the reason that in many cultures, people are raised to not self-aggrandize. That means people are going to be more modest about the things that they do and the products that they sell. Nobody likes to hear someone brag on and on about themselves. In certain cultures, especially in Asia and especially in Great Britain, if you talk on and on about yourself and you try to sell yourself, it is going to be a complete turnoff.
I'm not saying to sell yourself to everybody you meet. Hi, here's who I am and I'm fabulous. That's not what I'm saying. But if somebody's interested in what you do, nobody can sell. And when I'm talking about selling, I'm talking about closing. See, there's a different conversation between marketing and outbound interest in research than selling is finding out what somebody needs, can you offer it, and can you come to a financial arrangement about it and then get it on the calendar. That's selling, and that doesn't happen usually in the first conversation unless you're really good on an airplane.
Unless it's a referral. And in that case, we can use the Bill Cates model and we can utilize referrals as one of our best selling points ever. Because when we get a referral from someone else, the person giving the referral knows you, knows your product, and is representing you. And the second thing is when you do get that referral, you work really hard to make sure that you are not disappointing either the person who gave you the referral or your client.
So actually, that's interesting because that's a different kind of conversation. Are we responding to people who are calling us because we've been referred? And clearly, they do need what we do, and we've been recommended as the person to do that. So 2/3 of the sale is done. Then it's just making the financial agreement and getting it on the calendar. That's fine.
And this is why testimonials, of course, are so powerful. Because it's someone else telling someone how powerful, how great you are. And it's their perception. Remember, reality and perception are two different things. You can know that you're powerful and strong and the best in your business, but if nobody knows that or nobody perceives that, then you're not going to be effective and you're never going to get that sale.
But here's the thing about testimonials now that I'm noticing in the world that we're living in with LinkedIn and Facebook and everybody being your quote friend. The only testimonials that are valid to me are people who've actually seen what I do, benefited from what I do, and then can really talk about it, because that's a little tweaky, you know, to get a testimonial from somebody who doesn't know you. I don't put them up, and I maybe that's me being a little bit picky. But if you haven't, look, if you've read my book and you love my book, great, give me a testimonial. Don't say it's a great book if you haven't read it.
Except you make a great point about how the social media aspect has changed how we do testimonials and referrals. But it's so much more powerful to have somebody on their Facebook page, on their LinkedIn page say, I saw Mary Kelly and she was fabulous. Even my saying that is not as good as me saying, I saw Carolyn Strauss and she was fabulous. So social media has allowed people now who may not otherwise give you a testimonial, give you that written statement, or get on the air and broadcast you to say, by the way, I read Carolyn Strauss's book, The Code, and it's great. That's more powerful than you saying, I wrote this book and it's great.
Yeah, but now we're talking about advocating and evangelizing versus selling. I think no one, back to my first point, no one can sell you, which is close the sale. You know, we talk about selling and marketing, and they're two different things. I mean, okay, so let's talk about bureaus for a second, because it's such an interesting topic, I find, for NSA, and that really is someone else selling you. But I think that here's the challenge with bureaus. They could sell me or you, and it doesn't matter to them which one of us they book as long as the client is happy, right?
Right.
So having a bureau sell you, it's kind of scary also because they don't know what you don't do.
True.
Right? Only you as your own salesperson know. I mean, I got a call from someone who I had done some presentation skills for, and they said, hey, Carolyn, can you come in and do a program on ethics? I said, no. And they said, no, it's a full fee program. Will you come do it? And I said, absolutely not. I know what my business ethics are, but I'm not going to come tell your people about ethics. That's not my expertise.
But why
a bureau might have said, oh, you like Carolyn Strauss, you want her? Great, she can come do this program for you. And then I'm stuck delivering something that if I don't know I can give 100%, I don't want to do it.
But here's why I love speakers bureaus, because they know the clients better than I do.
Yes.
And if I've never worked with that client before, and that speakers bureau works with them year after year after year, they've been to those conferences, they've been to those conventions, and they know what the missing piece is. So therefore, when they go to propose me for a conference or a convention, because they know the needs of that client, they know exactly the niche I'm going to fit into, and they know that I will research that client, I will make sure I know their business practices, I will make sure that I get into the head of their audience, because they know me well enough and they know the client. So they become this matchmaker for the two of us.
Yes.
And they're selling the client to me as much as they're selling me to the client. So I love, love, love my speakers bureau.
The key to what you just said is that they know you well enough.
Yes.
And my point is nobody knows you as well as you do. Now, there's the other piece of this too. If you are the only person who does what you do, let's say you're Dale Irvin, right? Or you're the O'Sheas.
Right.
And you are so specialized in what you do and you are the only person who can deliver that, I think it's easy to have other salespeople, outside salespeople, right? Because they say you want sketches that are like The Daily Show. The O'Sheas are it. They're
Right.
the couple you're going to book for that. However, if you're looking for something on presentation skills or gender communication, there are probably 100 of us in this industry, especially in this association, and why are they going to come to me? They're going to come to me because they've heard about me through an advocate or a testimonial or something, and then when they call me, it is my job to sell it.
And that's true, but what we're talking about is the difference then between advertising and marketing and branding and
Right.
the actual sales. So when I'm talking about people selling me, quote, selling me, I'm talking about they are advertising for me, they are advocating for me, they are evangelizing for me on behalf of me. And my best referrals come from people who know me well, who like my work, and who then turn around and recommend me for people because they know me and my work.
Have you ever gotten a contract that you didn't talk to the client first?
No.
Would you want one?
I would always talk to the client before a final contract to make sure, just to dot the I's, cross the T's, and make sure that we were really that good match. But I've had such good luck with speakers bureaus. I mean, I've had amazing luck with speakers bureaus because they have done their homework for me. So they say, hey, I've proposed you, you're a done deal, we want a conference call just to work out the details. I'm pretty committed and they're already committed. I have never backed out of a deal with the Speakers Bureau because it wasn't a good fit because they did do their homework and they already sold me to someone else. So all I had to do is go in, make sure that I clearly understood the client's needs,
Right.
and then delivered. So for me, that was easy. That was fantastic for me. And here's the other thing. Nobody, Carolyn Strauss, sells me as well as you do.
I know, and nobody sells me as well as you do, Mary
Exactly.
Kelly. So, I mean, that's
There we have
amazing.
it.